So every day we say stuff, unless we don't, which might really be a problem if that's the case for you. But social issues and mental illness aside, we say stuff every day. And sometimes we say things that are common phrases or sayings. And a lot of those sayings, when you think about it for a minute, well, they range from not the most contextually accurate to just plain stupid to just outright wrong. Things like, the customer is always right, except when they're wrong, because people are just plain stupid. Love means never having to say you're sorry, except when you do something that you should be sorry for, because after all, we are far from perfect and do things that hurt the ones we love, to which no one has ever been exempt, ever, in the history of mankind. Or even the trusty, follow your own passion, except when your passion is awful, harmful to others, and potentially illegal, because more often than we'd like to admit, our passions can be just plain bad. Now, of course, sometimes the customer is right, and sometimes you don't have to say you're sorry, but fellas, you probably should. And not every passion is bad, or these sayings wouldn't exist to begin with, but they just don't apply in every circumstance or to every person. But there are some sayings that actually do hold up a bit better, and that's what we're going to be getting into. This video is part of a series on some common and maybe not so common sayings and why they often end up being true. It's a 6-part series, and you have discovered episode number 1. I'll drop a card and a link in the description for the rest of the episodes in this series here on the old YouTube. For folks watching or listening on other services, you might just be on your own to discover the other episodes. Now, I know I was a bit harsh with my examples of the bad sayings. Again, there's a bit of truth in them, and obviously with the sayings we're going to hit in this series, they might not always be true as well, but I think there is something that we can take from each of these sayings to apply to our lives and to our creative endeavors. The saying we're going to hit today is the gem. Once is a mistake, twice is a choice. Man, this is a saying that magnifies the significance of our choices, our decisions, and why they matter. When we come across one of the millions of points in life that we choose a path or make a decision, it can be a point that matters, that has significance. Lots of times those choices arrive and we have to make a split-second decision. And as with everything else in life, we can make both good and bad choices and every shade of gray between them. Now, we have made the choice. And then comes the analysis of the decision. Was it a good decision or was it a mistake? If it was a mistake, we put it into the maybe let's not do that again file in our brains. And the next time that same decision comes up, now we have an understanding of what the consequences of our previous decision was. Meaning, we know at the very least what decision not to make. But often we make the same decision, the same wrong decision. So the simple mistake now becomes a choice. And let's be honest, some of those mistakes that become choices are serious. The mistake of giving into peer pressure with drugs could lead to a choice of using again, and that has the potentially dire consequence of addiction. The mistake of taking an extramarital relationship a little too far and making it emotionally closer than it should be could lead to the choice of infidelity. The mistake of hitting your child in anger could lead to the choice of abuse. And the list goes on and on. Serious things like this, and also some less serious, more benign things like the mistake of watching that really bad show on Netflix could lead to the choice of losing a week of your life to binge watching every episode ever made. The mistake of skipping the gym this week because you just don't feel like it could lead to the choice of not being physically fit. And similarly, the mistake of skipping out on practicing your creative craft, again, because you don't feel like it, could lead to the choice of not getting any better at your creative endeavors. See, our choices in life matter. They matter to us, and a lot of the time, to everyone around us too. The point of this saying is twofold. First, when you make a mistake, learn from it and don't make it again. And second, when you do make the mistake again, as we often do something about it. When we just keep making the same mistake over and over again, it becomes our default reaction to a specific stimulus in life. And that recurring reaction becomes our choice, whether it is a conscious choice or not. In the end, all of our choices, all of our decisions are our responsibility and no one else's. So if the saying, once is a mistake, twice is a choice, is true, let me encourage you to always try to learn from our mistakes so that our choices make this world a better place as we all go, create, and be a blessing. You can support our channel by subscribing, hitting that bell icon to get notified when new content comes out, and liking our videos. If you'd like to consider supporting our team financially, there's a link in the video description with more details. Those things will help our channel for sure, but if you do nothing else, please spend some time in the comments of our videos encouraging one another to create, to help others create, and to help grow that creative nature within us all. Oh, and you can check out these videos too. Thanks. We'll see you again soon.